Mackay, Australia, March 2. Gavin Cooper of the Cowboys is tackled during the NRL Trial match between the Melbourne Storm and the North Queensland Cowboys on March 2, 2019 in Mackay, Australia. Photo by Ian Hitchcock, Getty Images. The Cowboys have ended their 2019 trial preparations with a 14-6 win over a near full-strength Melbourne Storm. The win reportedly didn't set the world on fire in terms of attacking brilliance, but it did give an obvious preview as to the Cowboys' 2019 game plan, to bash their opponents. The Cowboys lost arguably their biggest weapon after the Australia Day-long weekend as star recruit Ben Barba was kicked out of the game after a horrid off-field incident. Barba was brought into the club to provide attacking flair in the absence of the recently retired Jonathan Thurston. His signing was to usher in a new era in Townsville, but due to his career-ending errors the Cowboys now have to look for a different route to victory in 2019. They did manage to sign a pretty handy replacement in Jordan Cahill, who himself brings plenty to the club. That said, he isn't Ben Barba. Step forward the megastar Cowboys pack. The Cowboys' other big-name recruit comes in the form of Maroons and Kangaroos number 13 Josh McGuire. His arrival rounds out arguably the strongest forward pack in the game. In fact, the run-on forward pack will contain 3 current Queensland reps, 2 of which are current Kangaroos, a former Kangaroos bookend and arguably the best forward in the game. Add to that an Origin rep coming off the bench. Paul Green took the seemingly unthinkable step of moving Jason Taumalolo, without doubt the game's most destructive lock forward, out of position. Josh McGuire was the run-on lock for last week's trial versus the Storm, with Taumalolo pushing wide to partner Cohen Hess in the back row. See also, Russell announces resignation. Matt Scott and Jordan McLean formed the front row partnership with Gavin Cooper coming off the bench. John Asiata and Scott Bolton rounded out the pack in terms of likely full-strength reserves. I'd expect McGuire to shift into the front row, with Scott moving to the bench, allowing Cooper to slot into the second row where he set all sorts of try-scoring records last season. Taumalolo is the game's best lock and will surely revert back there. That said, it doesn't really matter what the makeup, this is one frightening Cowboys pack and one that I can't see many opposition sides being able to overpower. The Cowboys' game plan now looks very simple. Dominate in the middle and unleash the likes of Michael Morgan. Sounds solid enough to me. Seriously though, how many forward packs can match up to this monster all-star pack? The Roosters pack is dominant but lacks the star power. The Bunnies' sans Angus Crichton come back to the pack a little. The Sharks are much weaker following the retirement of Luke Lewis and injury to Wade Graham. Outside of that, not even the mighty Storm can match these monsters. Truthfully, the Cowboys don't have the most amazing 1-5. I say that with the greatest of respect, as this is far from a horrible side. Kahu is a former Kiwi international. Justin O'Neill is a former rep centre in his own right. Kyle Felt is eternally underrated, while Ben Hampton and Nene McDonald are set for career best years. Tamir Martin is a fair step down from the great Thurston, but honestly who isn't? That said, every player becomes far more dangerous behind a dominant forward pack. That is certainly the case with this side. See also, Glenn Targett's contract extension. Starting role Ayaki Granville is a super talented number 9 and very clever. His ability to get early ball where it needs to be was key to the Cowboys winning the title in 2015. It's one thing to have Thurston and Morgan calling the ball, but you have to get it to them in a timely manner. Michael Morgan played his best footy when he had the team at his disposal during the Thurston injury of 2017. I expect to see much of the same in 2019. As I write this, I'm suddenly double-guessing my pre-season prediction that the Cows will finish 10th. On the back of this forward pack and megastar halfback, they look like a top 8 side. Like I said though, this will be a team that bashes and grinds opposition teams down rather than a side that blows its opponents off the park. If there were a market for tackle busts, the Cowboys' forward pack would be $1.01 favorites. Tamalolo, Hess, McLean. Yikes. Gavin Cooper is the best try-scoring back rower in the game. Sure, he won't have the magic of Thurston laying on the opportunities this year, but Michael Morgan isn't exactly a park footballer. Opposition defenses better prepare for bruises and ice baths following fixtures against this side. Judging by all reports from their trial win over the Storm, they simply out-muscled a pack containing the likes of Kaufusi, Bromwich and Finucane. It'll be a different ball game when the season proper kicks off, but there's no secret as to what's coming for the Dragons in round 1.